Hey guys, I'm Darcy Becker.
And I'm Natasha Fender.
And we are your hosts for this edition of Blue Jay Journal TV. Coming up on this edition of Blue Jay Journal TV, we will learn more about a new park in Washington, Missouri.
We will enjoy a visit with the hot dog man.
And we will learn more about the perks of enjoying the great outdoors.
We have those stories and much more coming up in the next 15 minutes of Blue Jay Journal TV.
And it starts right now. Washington, Missouri is home to some beautiful parks for kids of all ages to enjoy. But something was missing until recently. Megan Freitag is going to take us on a journey to the newest park in Washington.
Childhood, a time we make memories on the playground. But not all children are able to have that experience. The Washington JCs decided it was time for all children to have equal access to a playground.
This is a park for kids with all abilities, literally. The ones who are typically developing and have no disability, and the ones who do have a disability.
Julie Stratman's love for the park comes not only from research, but from personal experience.
My husband was at a JC meeting because he was a JC member, and he wanted to be a part of it because we do have a child with special needs.
Hey, can you tell Megan your name?
My name is Maggie.
As a mom, Julie knows firsthand what her daughter needs in a playground developed for disabled children.
Our daughter Maggie was born with developmental disabilities. She had delays and she wasn't outgrowing her delay. In the last few years, we actually got the diagnosis of cerebral palsy.
Cerebral palsy affects body movement, muscle control, muscle coordination, muscle tone, reflexes, posture, and balance. Rolling over, walking, or even holding her head up is a challenge Maggie faces daily.
We didn't spend a lot of time at parks when my kids were little just because there wasn't much Maggie could do. Our daughter had really low muscle tone when she was born, and we'd put her in those bucket swings, you know, and she just flopped over, and it was sad.
Most parks aren't compatible for children like Maggie. The All Abilities Park was constructed with help from Julie. She did this for Maggie and for children with a wide range of abilities.
Even though you go to that park and you look around and it doesn't look like it's any different than any other park except that it has ramps, it really is. There is a purpose for all the things on it and a benefit to everything that's on it.
The All Abilities Park is not just a place for children to play. It is a place where they can grow.
The park will definitely help kids like Maggie. Had this park been built when she was younger, she would have definitely benefited immediately from that. There are a ton of kids that will benefit from that. And that having this park here for kids similar to her or even, you know, typically developing kids, it'll help them learn and interact and get stronger and, you know, build their own confidence and their own muscles and not even realize it.
The All Abilities Park can be found behind the YMCA near Lions Lake in Washington, Missouri, and Julie is happy with how it came out.
It was never really about me. It was about kids like Maggie and kids like our friends as kids, you know, that have disabilities that just needed a place to play.
Julie and her husband want children like Maggie to reach something they've never reached before, the top.
My husband said if we're doing this, we're going to make sure those kids in wheelchairs and walkers can get all the way to the top. If they've never been there before, they need to get there.
No child chooses to be born with a disability, but Julie chooses to help create a world where all children can feel equal.
I hope that you all know that, you know, the kids that are there didn't choose this life, didn't choose to have a disability, didn't choose to run slower or to have to think about something a little longer than what it takes you or I.
Help me, please.
Help you, please.
But they try and they give it their best and they try very hard, and I think that needs to be something that people keep in mind and recognize.
Go! For Blue Jay Journal TV, this is Megan Freitag reporting.
Americans love hot dogs. In 2013, $2.5 billion were spent on hot dogs at the grocery store. That's not including the number of hot dogs bought at restaurants, at ball games, or at the world's largest hot dog cart, which is located right here in Washington, Missouri. Cameron Shipley has the story.
It's awesome. Marcus Daly has a passion for food. One food in particular, hot dogs. That's why when he quit his job as a plumber, he reinvented himself as the hot dog man.
I figured if I had to start my whole life over, I was going to do something I always wanted to do.
Really good.
Marcus first tried setting up his hot dog cart in downtown St. Louis, but soon found difficulty bringing in business.
It's about 4 years ago. I mean, I guess I started up in the city. I did that for like 8 months and didn't make any money. I mean, I made, just enough to pay for the food and to be able to do it the next day. It was really tough.
Just when Marcus was about to give up on his dream and go back to plumbing, one trip changed everything.
That's when I came out here and a guy was playing in a bar down at Otis Campbell's. He's like, you got to bring that hot dog cart out to the bar. So I set up outside the bar and everybody loved it.
Daly soon discovered that he needed to do something other than just set up in front of a bar.
I wasn't really making as much money doing that at nights from midnight or from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the morning. So I was like, oh, this isn't really going to work out. I need to focus on lunches.
Daly then began traveling around Washington and Union, setting up his cart in front of different businesses and schools, serving tacos, gyros, nachos, and of course a variety of unique hot dogs. Daly is well known throughout the county and has built up quite a fan base.
The best hot dogs you've ever had. Ever. At all. In the whole world.
To keep up with the high demand for his hot dogs, Daly has recently made a very big change in his business.
I was driving along in the truck with my son. Like, oh, you need to build the world's largest hot dog cart and be in the Guinness Book of World Records, because, kids have the greatest ideas. And I was just like, that's a great idea. It's a great idea.
Right off of Highway 100 stands Daly's world's largest hot dog cart, standing over 9 feet tall, 23 feet long, and 12 feet wide. From plumber to world record holder, Daly credits his success to his loyal customers.
It's really a people thing. This whole thing is really a people-driven thing. Like the people, you know what I mean? I mean, I make good food and it's cute and attractive and all, but it really comes down to the people wanting it to be.
For Blue Jay Journal TV, I'm Cameron Shipley reporting.
Kristen, what'd you get for this one?
Be honest. You can't cheat your way through life. Academic honesty will help you in the long run.
Divorce doesn't just impact a husband and a wife, it impacts their children too. And many students at Washington High School know all too well how hard it is to deal with their parents' divorce. Molly Landolt has the story.
I was 12. It was my freshman summer going into my sophomore year, so I was probably 15.
I remember coming home one day from school and my mom brought me into the bedroom, and my parents had already split up, but I didn't really understand what was going on. And then she told me, me and your dad are getting divorced. And do you know what that means? Statistics show that 50% of all marriages in the U.S. ended in divorce, and this percent keeps rising. Not only do children of divorced parents stress about making sure everything is packed, they also deal with the emotional toll divorce takes. I miss out on a lot of stuff on the weekends, every other weekend whenever I go to my mom's house, and driving is it's 45 minutes away, so that takes up a lot of time.
Sometimes it's, time consuming because you have to constantly pack a bag and, toothbrush and toothpaste and that kind of stuff.
I'm always going back and forth, and whenever I have sports on the weekends, I still have to come back because I have responsibilities to do.
In the beginning, it was really hard. I cried a lot, and I think it was really rough with my whole family.
I didn't see it coming. I didn't know, I never saw him fight. It just was out of the blue one day.
I would like a mother to wake me up in the morning, cook me breakfast in the morning. I miss that. I want that.
Through personal experience, myself going through divorce, having children who've been a part of that process, one of the things that was extremely important was to maintain a healthy rapport with my ex-husband for the sake of the kids. That process of communication remains and was and has been extremely important in our family's relationship.
As more and more teens find themselves bouncing back and forth between homes, the stress can be difficult to cope with, but there are ways to deal with it.
You all have a lot going on, and so sometimes being able to be supportive to one another can be difficult. Maybe if the family is open to it, counseling, and not just for the individual but for the family. A lot of times we think, oh gosh, I'm the one that needs the help, I've got to go. But there's a dynamic, you know, and it's called that family dynamic.
If you are struggling with your parents' divorce, you are not alone. I am Molly Landolt reporting.
We want to remind you to visit our website at www.bluejjournal.com.
And while you're at it, follow us on Twitter at BlueJayJournal and like us on Facebook at BlueJayJournalTV.
On today's edition of Healthy Choices, you make the call. Apples or chips? Chocolate or carrots? Water or soda? Pixie sticks or an e-cig? E-cig or joint? Joint or raiding your mother's medicine cabinet? Rehab or jail time? Healthy choices. You make the call.
As more and more people admit to getting addicted to their smartphones and other technology, there's a push for people to unplug and get outside, especially in the state of Missouri. Monica Eckelkamp has the details.
People often complain there's nothing to do, but some individuals dig a little deeper and find new ways to entertain themselves.
I like to go hiking,
I really like rock climbing,
You know, got into mountain biking,
canoeing, camping,
kayaking.
especially like cliff jumping.
Most of these activities can be found in your backyard, but traveling to state and national parks can open up a whole new world of adventure.
I go up to Klondike Park a lot. That's a pretty amazing park. Just behind my house, anywhere with woods. It's pretty easy to get out there.
I go on the Katy Trail. There's some pretty good places there.
My favorite state park in Missouri is Hahn State Park. It's probably the prettiest, I think, of all the state parks in Missouri. It's got some great hiking trails.
These outdoor activities lead people to a healthier life.
I try to get outside every day for at least 3 hours, stay fit and healthy. Just learn a lot about yourself. You have alone time, and you can just kind of think about stuff that you don't really want to think about, you know, during the day or whatever.
It just kind of shows you like what's really out there.
I think it's just part of who you are, and some people really have to spend some time outside in order to be happy. And if you don't have that kind of drive to spend time outside, and then I think you're missing something. You don't really know what it's all about, because just being outside and enjoying nature and the weather and kind of seeing everything that you can see is really it's calming and it's peaceful. It takes away all your problems and issues.
Missouri is ranked as one of the top 4 states for best state parks in the nation. With such beautiful landscapes, Missourians are encouraged to get out and enjoy it.
But just find some friends and go camping, you know, it's fun.
For more information on how you can get outside, go to www.mostateparks.com or www.nationalforests.org. For Blue Jay Journal TV, I am Monica Eckelkamp reporting.
A new bridge is coming to Washington, Missouri. Maddie Imey is going to let us know what impact this will have on our community.
Washington is getting a new bridge connecting Warren and Franklin counties.
Back in 2008, the summer of 2008, we did an inspection on the structure and found some very deteriorating members of the bridge. This type of structure is a steel structure. It's been exposed to the weather since 1936, and the rust just continues to grow. So it's kind of like a cancer in your body, and it's just continues to grow until you treat it or replace it or remove it.
The new bridge construction will close the Riverfront Trail, and the route of Highway 47 will also change.
And we'll start to curve the 47 traffic over to the west and get you aligned to the new structure. From one end of the structure to the other side of the new structure will be 50 feet of space between there. So you'll see that your car is going to be veering to the left a little bit and then going straight.
Until construction actually begins, people can still enjoy the trail and understand why a new bridge is needed.
For sure, I'm gonna miss walking on the trail, but the bridge is obviously more important. I'm just more kind of like, whatever it is, accept it and go with it and find the positive. So sometimes things need to be functional, and it's not gonna be ugly.
I think the important thing for the locals is that the city of Washington and Warren County and Franklin County have all contributed funding to enhance this bridge and to make it a structure that you're proud of.
What's your opinion about the trail closing and Washington getting a new bridge? Tweet us at Blue Jay Journal. For Blue Jay Journal TV, this is Maddie Imey reporting.
We have reached the end of this episode of Blue Jay Journal TV.
Natasha and I thank you for joining us and hope you will again soon.
Have a great day, Washington.